Well, thank you for joining today on Sunday for the podcast. And I'm excited to have you. And it is so great to see your face again after all of these years.
I know it's been a long time.
I know. And I am just so blessed to just really have you in my life. I know I sound like a broken record with that, but I really truly am. And also just to have you to come and share with the listeners. So I wanted to get started with so for the people that know you and that's going to support you and doing the podcast and they are going to come through and listen to you that know Cedric, let the people, can you share with me um for the people that don't know you something about you, like your background, where you grew up and where you came from?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, my name is Cedric Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Originally, I was born in Louisiana, Shreveport.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I had teenage parents. My mother and father was both 15 when they got pregnant with me. They had me at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Came to California when I was about 2 years old, and I grew up in the Bay Area, small city
Mm-hmm.
of East Palo Alto. Um, and yeah, that's kind of like my life, how I got started. It was, urban community, kind of like small, family orientated, but
Mm-hmm.
crack ec- the crack epidemic and crime kind of took over, and at a very young age, I
Yeah.
fell to the street. So I started living the street life maybe when I was about like 11 or 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and it just slowly progressed um, until I started going to juvenile. I've been to juvenile. I've been to camps. I've been to CYA. I've
Mm-hmm.
been to county jail. I've been to prison one time before,
Mm-hmm.
and to eventually I end up getting life in prison.
Mm-hmm.
When I got life in prison, even then it took a while for me to come out of my antisocial nonsense type of criminal lifestyle I was living. But
Mm-hmm.
finally, when I did, thankfully I did. And once I decided to change my life and turn it around, it took a couple years for me to realize that maybe it was possible for me to get out of prison. And that's when I wrote and filled out a commutation package to Governor Newsom.
Mm-hmm.
That was about 2015. And it took a few years, but by 2020, he commuted my sentence, and I went to board, and I went through all the ramifications that it causes for, and I
Mm-hmm.
was able to get out of prison in January 2021, and that was 5 years ago, and
And
just
doing
been
awesome, just doing awesome and climbing the ladder to success. I mean, and this was God's plan for you. And
living.
sometimes when we say about God's plan, we think it's like this beautiful picture, but as your bio says that you teach others what you had to learn the hard way, and so you had to go through this in order to be the vessel for other people, men and women. um you stated that your work isn't theoretical, it's personal. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's personal because I got out of prison and then I had a few regular jobs. I was able to found a few business with my wife and all of her assistants, so I had a lot of support, and
Hmm.
I just felt that I was able like to make money, like, but I just felt like my life it really didn't have meaning. I felt like I was just going to work, and you know what everybody say, we just chasing the bag, but that
Yeah.
was the attitude I had before. But this time it was legal, so. Um, I went into the prison that I had paroled from, and I had been out for maybe like a couple years,
Hmm.
and I just felt like I had left the guys behind. That's how I felt. I was working, I was dealing with my family life, and I
Hmm.
had the opportunity to start working with ARC, which is the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, and now that's when I start to feel like it's not theoretical. I say I want to help. I say I want to be a part of
Yeah.
this movement to free everybody
Hmm.
uh, that's seeking redemption.
Yes.
And I was able to start facilitating groups in the prisons that I was once locked up in. And it's real personal. I think everybody, when they're ready to change their life, we as a society, we as a people, should give individuals that opportunity. And I just feel like I'm the least among us. Like, of course, my boy Cornell, he will get out and he will do wonderful things. And it is just so many individuals that has been doing these long sentences that
Mhm.
are ready to come home and do positive things and serve the community. And that's my fight. So it's personal for me.
Yes. And we can see that definitely. We met back, I want to say about 2 years or 2.5 years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
you were helping the incarcerated back then. And
Absolutely.
you help to develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness and tools necessary for a lasting change. And that's exactly the truth. And I know that you and I and your beautiful, wonderful, awesome, and amazing wife, we were able to actually have, this accountable conversation, reflective, honest, and you understand, you get it. You get the whole vision of everything. It's the culture of the incarcerated, the culture of being married to the incarcerated, and the rehabilitation of the incarcerated. And you help with that mindset, and because there's so many emotional barriers, you get it because you lived it. So let me backtrack a little bit and ask you, did you ever see yourself being incarcerated? I know you've been in trouble and said, you were in the different detainee, different detainee departments, but did you ever see yourself being incarcerated given the sentence that you were given?
Absolutely. So the way that I grew up and the way that I was living, I just knew there was two things for me in life. I was going to live this street life and I was either going to be successful, but I didn't see many people gain success from that. I mean, people have runs, but those runs are maybe like a few years and the same thing happened to everybody else. And I expected it to happen to me. I was either going to be in jail or I was going to be dead. I
Mhm,
never thought that I would live to be to the age of 21. And I just felt and knew that this was my destiny. And I was just living every day for what it was worth because
mhm,
so many times people have told me and I believed it that this was my destiny. And so
mhm.
I embraced it, unfortunately.
Yes. And so when you were incarcerated, did you, before doing everything, the cautionary steps and the pre-measured steps to try to free yourself, did you think with the sentence that you were issued that you were ever going to be free? Or did you think like, oh, this is it for me? I'm stuck here and I'm just gonna live and, just day by day incarcerated until the Lord calls me home.
Absolutely, because I had known people when I first got incarcerated, they had sentences like 7 to life, and they had been down for like 40 years.
Hmm.
And I had 40 years to life. And I just embraced the whole prison life. I was like, this is where I'm going to be. This is where I'm going to die. So everything that prison was about, the politics, the hustling, I just partook in that because this was going to be my home. The glimmer of hope that I had that was a delusion. I
Hmm.
thought if I make enough money, maybe I could buy my way out of prison. And trying to pay for my way out of prison through lawyers, through private investigators, it proved unsuccessful for me. And not then, but now I realize the same thinking and the same behavior that got me in prison, when I changed my thinking and I changed my behavior, that was the thing that got me out of prison.
Hmm.
So I stayed in prison only as long as until I got it. When I got it, I was already immediately on my way out.
Hmm. Awesome.
So
So thank you for sharing that. So I know that driven by the belief that incarceration does not define a person's future, which a lot of people think that once you're incarcerated, there's a saying, once a Marine, always a Marine.
mhm.
Once you're incarcerated, there is just a bad picture painted for every individual, no matter if they're guilty or they're innocent while they are incarcerated. Was there a Cedric for you? like how you are for others and how you're helping them to, reclaim their voice and rebuild their identity and lead themselves differently. Was there a Cedric for you?
I think I really didn't have a Cedric. I had people that was assisting me, but not so much like had exactly lived the lifestyle that I lived.
Hmm.
Now, partially we had ARC, the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, and that was kind of like a breakthrough because these was formerly incarcerated individuals. At the time, I had not done any time with any of these individuals, but they had life sentences and they was coming back into the prison to
Hmm.
tell their stories, to facilitate groups, when of course eventually that's what I would end up doing also. So that gave me a glimmer of hope. And
Yes.
when I had that hope, so it was from a distance, it wasn't close and personal, but that hope said, you know what, it can happen. And then when you start to develop confidence in yourself, when you start to really tap into God's plan, or when you become, or you seek to be a vessel, it's
Yes.
kind of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do,
Hmm.
but all I know is that I'm gonna wake up, put one foot in front of the other, and I just believe that frequency, the plan will revealed. It will be revealed, and I believe that's what happened for me. And I did have a supportive wife. I have a supportive family.
Hmm.
I had things that I began to recognize, that you do have something to live for, and even if you don't get out, if you never get out of jail, at least you can change your life and have peace. And I became at peace with that.
Yes, because once you let go and literally let God, then it makes a way for him to be able to allow himself to work in your situation, in your life, and things that are going on, that what the I don't want to get too spiritual or whatnot, but what the devil has for bad, God always has for good for those who love him and trust and believe in him. So um I'm happy about that. I'm glad that I and Carell have met you and that you're in our lives, and we so appreciate you. And I just really can't say that enough. Um, you are a published author. Let's talk about your book. Or
Okay.
books.
Okay. Uh, so I have a couple books that's published. I have one called Club Seduction, and it
Mhm.
was just, it's, to me, I call it a it's a book that has no social value. It's just my first attempt at fiction, and it's more like on the rams of Donald Goins. I used to read a lot of them type of books, and so I just gave it a try, just to try to be creative.
Okay.
I have another book that has a little more meaning to me, Philosophy of a Madman, and it's just poetry that I composed like over the last 40 years of my life,
Hmm.
and I just put it all in the book. It's like urban poetry, and it's just my emotions just being just shared, like trying to understand and come to grips with being a young man that's growing into and maturing. So
Hmm.
that's what that book is about.
You said 40 years. How can it be 40 years when you're only looking like 35?
Oh my goodness, don't start. Yeah, I wish. I wish. You see all this gray, this
Hey,
white
these
as snow.
days, people are dyeing their hair black, gray, pink, purple, all of this.
Mhm.
But you have been through a lot in the short period of time that you've been here. And I really again feel that all of the things that you have lived is going to, how you say, um, be the tools necessary for a lasting change for other people. That you're continuing to work. You just recently successfully been promoted to another state, another job. um, can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know with ARC, you were helping, the incarcerated. What is it now that you are doing to provide self-awareness to those who are incarcerated or have been?
Oh, absolutely. So I work for this wonderful company in Colorado now. It's called Breakthrough Alliance of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small organization. It's about 9 employees, but it's the same thing. I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did for ARC, but
Mm-hmm.
not as much. My roles have changed a little bit, and this company allows me to wear many hats. It's going to allow me to go and to donor conferences. It also allowed me to work in a woman's prison. That's something new
Oh,
that
wow.
I haven't
Okay.
done before. And so I'll be working in two prisons. One is La Vista State Prison, and
Mm-hmm.
that's for women, and Arkansas Valley with the men on Tuesdays and Fridays. And I will be just doing the same thing. They have a very intense curriculum. They
Mm-hmm.
allowed me to take part in writing some of the financial literacy curriculum already.
Oh, wow.
Um, I just feel very good going forth. I have a 5-year plan with this company. It is my hopes that I learn everything there is to know inside and out. And one day in the near future, I can lead this organization. That is my goal, to lead this organization, to expand this organization. So I will be here for this organization as a representative.
That is really awesome because you answered my next question that I was going to ask you, and that was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I definitely see you breaking through to men and women, and teaching them just awareness, teaching them how to embrace themselves and how to rehabilitate and to break that belief that once you're incarcerated, that's it. Once you get out and you are rehabilitated, you still been incarcerated, so there's no positive effect to you. But I see you changing that around for people. I see you connecting deeply with them and being genuine and humble and teaching them emotionally how to embrace themselves and live in the moment and to accept their past and move on with their future. So, with that being said, as we are getting ready to wrap it up, again, I thank you so very much for your time. And I just want to say continued success to you and blessings to you. I see you just God just opening greater doors for you, bigger doors for you. And what you even imagined with this 5-year plan with the company, I see God stepping in and doing his own thing and navigating you even the more to something that is committed to helping others, again, rebuild and reclaim their voices, even while you're healing, continuously and rehabilitating yourself, on a constant basis as you're helping others. So, with that long stretch, I wanted to ask you, do you have any shout outs? Is there anything else that you want the listeners to know about you before we end?
Um, I think I'm an open book. I do have a new book coming out this year, Rules of Conduct. You'll be able to purchase that on Amazon, so look for that. And
Okay.
as always, I would like to give a shout out. And I appreciate, before I say that, I appreciate all of your kind words. And you and Cornell has been just as affected and a great contributor to my life as you say I have been to yours. And I thank you for that
Yeah.
association. I thank you for that friendship. I thank you for all that love. It oozes out of you too. Uh, but
Thank
my
you.
number one shot, like all the time, is to my family. I give a shout out to my family, and the main person leading that pack is my wife, Kelly Pierce.
Yes. Miss
All
Cat.
the time, Miss Kelly, like
Yes.
us doing this interview, none of this is possible without Miss Kelly Pierce.
Thank
She has
you,
been,
Kelly.
whenever people see me, and I do plan to be very successful, just understand I'm not an island.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Everything that I've ever done thus far, she has been a direct and instrumental in
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So I thank my wife all
Yes.
the time.
Behind every man is a good woman, honey.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes. And she's
Absolutely.
just awesome and amazing. And I want to have you back after you complete your book that's going to be on Amazon. For those who are interested and would like to purchase it, can you again say the name of the book, the title, and also where they can purchase the book?
Yeah, so it's the title is Rules of Conduct, and you'll be able to purchase it. Either I'm gonna have a website where you can purchase it directly from me, in addition to making it available on Amazon.com. Y'all go
Awesome.
out to support your boy. I'm gonna be very
Yes,
transparent. I never do things just strictly for me. So some of
yes.
that money and them funds will go right back into the communities that we serve.
Awesome. And I truly believe that. And I know that you're going to be blessed even the more, a hundredfold. So on that note, everybody that is listening under my voice, if you like this, please click the like button and also share it. And also, if you want to know more about Mr. Cedric Pierce, please feel free to leave me a message and I can contact him. And, make sure you go and you get this book, Rules of Conduct. It's on Amazon. And then also, too, again, like he said, any of the other books, Club Subduction, right?
Club Seduction.
Uh-huh, Club Seduction. And the other one was with the points in it was,
Philosophy of a Madman.
yes, yes. I think all of them will be a great read and a great add to someone's library. So, all right, Mr. Pierce, with that being said, I really, really appreciate you so very much, more than words could ever say, and continued success and blessings to you, your career and your family, your finances, your health, just overall everything, everything, everything. So thank you so very much. And it was so good seeing you. Until next
Thank you.
time, take care and God bless you.
And bless you too. And thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All righty.
Okay.